Ankit, I'll just request you to stay on with us. We're getting a piece of breaking developments now coming in. We're also now understanding in the backdrop of this tragedy, the Prime Minister will also visit Morbi tomorrow. That's the big update coming in. Remember, we've already seen condolences being offered from the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. There's an ex gratia amount that has been already announced by the government for those who lost their lives, the next of kin, and those who've been injured as well. But to take stock of the situation of what the ground reality is, the Prime Minister will be visiting Morbi tomorrow. My colleague and our political editor, Maria Shakil, is now back with us. Maria, any more details that you're picking up?
Yes, ever since the tragedy unfolded, Prime Minister has been monitoring the situation, has been in touch with Bhupendra Patel and other officers on ground, getting details of how events have been and what is the nature of rescue and relief operation. Now, the Chief Minister's office in Gujarat has put out details that Prime Minister himself will be visiting Morbi tomorrow. Of course, this is the state of Gujarat. Prime Minister has a special connect with the state of Gujarat. But we have seen in the past in other states as well, whenever there is a tragedy that has unfolded, a human tragedy, the Prime Minister has been quick to respond in terms of providing support that is needed from the center. So now, what we are being told is that the Prime Minister will be visiting Morbi tomorrow. It becomes important because with the head of the government, head of the central government on the ground, it will ensure that there be, monitoring that is needed, particularly of relief operation that will be happening even now. So the reason what we have seen essentially is whenever the tragedy unfolds, the first 24 hours is the call for the first responders, and at that time the SDRF and the NDRF role becomes important. It is a subject of investigation. The SIT team, remember, was set up only last evening. And thereafter, Bhupendra Patel, who is the Chief Minister of Gujarat, was rushed to the spot. The Home Minister of the state, Harsh Sanghvi, has also been on the ground monitoring in terms of what is the support that is needed for the people on ground. And now what we are being told, because by tomorrow the entire rescue operation would be over, it will be the relief that would be going on. That's where the Prime Minister would be with the people of Morbi.
And Maria, you're rightly pointing out, when you have the head of the state, you'll also see the entire process being expedited, because now there are two focuses. One, of course, is that you want to recover the bodies by the end of the day so you can have a clarity whether all have been recovered or not. But also, more importantly, what actually led to this great tragedy. More details now emerging in terms of how it had actually breached the number of people that were allowed on the bridge. There was no fitness certificate given in. All those details will become extremely important.
Certainly, Ridhima. The investigation that will be followed post the bridge collapse, because prima facie it looks like that there are several bodies which have much to explain, right from the private player which was roped in for making this bridge, for refurbishing this bridge, to other players including the municipal corporation, the civic bodies, how was the permission given when the bridge was not ready for the public at large to be brought in, because this was a British era bridge, and the poor upkeep of this bridge was something that is was a matter of concern, because this is a case of botched up renovation as well. As you pointed out, sold tickets beyond capacity is again a matter of concern. How was it reopened without civic bodies nod? Again a matter of concern. Safety check is again something that will have to be answered, because prima facie there have been violations on multiple fronts, and that is the reason why the SIT has been set up, which will be investigating all those aspects. But for the moment, we have seen the Prime Minister being very hands-on when it all began in Bhuj. Remember when there was the earthquake that happened, and ever since, whenever there has been a tragedy, be it ever since he took charge in 2014, in any other part of India, he has communicated with the Chief Minister, the Chief Secretary of that state with promptness. Gujarat happens to be his home state. He has been consistently in touch with the Chief Minister there, the Chief Secretary, the other officers, the cops on ground monitoring the rescue and relief. And now what we are being told by the sources is that the Prime Minister himself will be visiting Morbi tomorrow.
Maria, quickly, I also want to understand, as you rightly pointed out, the Prime Minister has been monitoring all these developments. We've seen an ex gratia amount being announced for the next of kin of those who lost their lives and for the injured as well. What I quickly also want to understand is, does a place like Morbi actually have the medical infrastructure to cater to a tragedy like this?
overall, if you look at the primary health centers in Gujarat and the condition of those health centers, they are pretty, the upkeep has been a matter of, it's pretty good. As far as providing rescue relief and medical care is concerned, we have seen the locals also chip in. So they were there to help and support them because, before the response came in, all that support that was needed, as we keep saying, the first responders that is needed. Overall, the SDRF, the NDRF have all been on ground for the last 12 hours for ensuring that anybody who may be inside water, they would be rescued. But now what we are being told is, remember, all the public meetings that the Prime Minister had has been cancelled for the day. He is in touch with the Chief Minister. He is in touch with the COPS and other relief officials.